we are each other's keeper in the fact that we're trying to help someone and lift as we climb. And that's a common theme and a common thread that we do as a community. And so I truly appreciate, what these ladies put together on this call, and for each of you all for being here, because we realize that we're changing lives and making a great and significant impact as we go on. So to get started, I'll say again, I'm Johnny Grandison, the other half of that dynamic duo, Beverly and myself. And it's a pleasure to be here because, I'm not coming as a co-host this time. I'm actually coming as a featured speaker. And so that's significant for me. But it gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to share the multiple aspects of the Juice Plus in Tower Garden communities. This is an awesome company, and it allows partners and customers alike to pretty much fulfill their desires. And many times it helps us resolve some of the challenges and the concerns that we're facing. So I think, this call has a special impact for my life, even as I'm on so many calls all the time. It's pretty much three ways that we come into the Juice Plus company, three doors, as we call them, where one might be the Juice Plus product, the Tower Gardens, and the business that offers a virtual franchise that allows us to share them both. My wife and I, we pretty much entered through the Juice Plus door because of some health concerns and challenges that we were going through. We were first introduced from our neighbors because when we were going through these health challenges, the medical staff pretty much told us, hey, we got 3 drugs we want you to do, but there's only a 50-50 chance either of them might work. And so when we told our neighbors and just had that regular conversation, they invited us over to their house, sitting in their living room. They were just sharing information with us about things that we thought we already knew, but they shared it in a way that just was impactful, because there's nothing really special about fruits and vegetables other than the fact that we really weren't getting enough of them. And when they shared these whole food concentrates in a capsule and said, you know what, you can beat this, but it's in your diet. Just get rid of all the white pasta, white sugar, white flour, get rid of those other things that are impacting your health, and get on the Juice Plus product. So we just pretty much said, hey, we might as well try it, because if not, we can always go back to the medications. And that's kind of how we got our start with that. But I can remember, even though we were focusing on my wife's situation, I had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an intestinal disorder or chronic inflammation, some years previous to that. And I remember all the challenges I was going through with the cramping and the bloating and the pains that I was experiencing, and it was not really coming back then. And so it was one of those situations where we were just continue trying to learn about being better. And when I had some friends of mine that introduced me to just, hey, it's a better way of living, try doing a more holistic lifestyle. Those were the first opportunities I was having to come off those medications to where, they were just masking some of the symptoms. And then when we were introduced to the Juice Plus product, that was the first time that I got to that point where I was in just a consistent remission, where I wasn't having those challenges. And back then with Crohn's disease, it really wasn't well known, but we start sharing it with more and more people. And then other people start saying, hey, I'm having similar challenges, or just even other challenges. And for us, we start to say, hey, we don't know if this would be for you, but this is what it's done for us. And, people were just saying, what, let me at least try it. And then when we were able to, they were sharing their testimonies and sharing their situations with us, the improvements they were having, it gave us an insight to if this is working so well for so many people, we really, really need to share this opportunity and share this product. And so that kind of got us thrust into the business. And, we often talk about in our community how things are hereditary and, happen, big boned and stuff like that. But we really realized it was just the habits that we're having. It was those lifestyle challenges that we all were going through, where what we were feeding ourselves and was making it more of a challenge, what was in our communities at the time. So as we started getting more and more education about what was really happening, we start seeing dramatic impacts, not only in our own health, but as we continue to share with others. And that's why we're so passionate about what we do. And I'll just simply say that these 30 different fruit, vegetable, and berry powders has been making such a tremendous difference in the community that we couldn't help but share it. And in 2012, when they actually introduced the Tower Gardens, that was kind of like, hey, we're already helping people with their nutrition and their health, but this gives us the opportunity to help them with their food source. And as you got a chance to see on many of the videos, it has taken on a life of its own, whether it be just because of the technology itself or what it allows us to do and be sustainable. And we share this message over and over again. It allows even our youth are coming on board, and they're taking it to even higher heights. And so that's a significant improvement just in terms of where we are as a nation and a country, and even across the world as we introduce the Tower Gardens into more and more countries. So I'll say that in 2012, when they introduced it, it was a concept that wasn't so different from many people who may have heard of hydroponics or aquaponics and those other things. But with aeroponics, it gave us opportunity to put it into a vertical system where the root system was getting oxygen to the system. And so it was actually creating healthier plants, and they were growing a lot faster and a lot stronger and providing a larger yield. And so it gave us opportunity now to say, how can we take this and not only prepare for our own situations, because it's 2020 and 2021 has shown us there can be some lack in those communities where things just aren't readily available. And for us, we have fresh produce, whenever we want it, and it's just a step away from our dining room. So I will show you momentarily just my towers, but I want to say this community and what the Tower Gardens provide will give you the opportunity to do some things in your own household, continue to eat things that you really enjoy and have them readily available to you without the pesticides that Lori mentioned and the herbicides and things like that. And you know what went on and what didn't go on in your produce. And the fact that they grow so fresh and is very well researched, that is a total plus for us. So what I'll do is I'll share our towers that we have here in the dining room. Turn my camera around. This is actually the Tower Garden Flex. It was the original version that came out in 2012, where it has like a 20-gallon water reservoir at the bottom, and the water and the nutrients are pushed through the center, and it just constantly feeds the plants. So you see the variety of the lettuces that we have in different places on the tower, because they all grow vertical, and it even has its own timer that's going to actually turn itself on and off as the sun comes up and down. And then they introduced in 2017, we actually got the Tower Garden Home, which was a newer model. So in this one, where it has 16 full-size ports and another 16 microgreens, you can actually reduce the height of this tower or even increase the height. And with the LED lights, we can actually grow it indoors. And you have the microgreen plants as well. We even have the basils and different lettuces and so forth like that. So I'm going to actually go out on our deck, because as we continue to expand and the technology grows, there's more and more opportunities and more ways that we're utilizing these. So the same towers that you see on the inside, we actually have on the outside of our deck here. And so as the weather, we're in northern or central Virginia, and the weather's been in the 20s and 30s, but we still were able to grow year round. And here we have a lot of the Swiss chards and the romaines, and we even have some of the chives and peppers and green onions. We have some Tuscany kale and some collard greens, and it's just some more of the chards and stuff like that. But you can see how healthy and robust these particular plants are as I walk around to the other side of the deck. And we get an opportunity to eat whenever we want. We make smoothies every day, and these plants are just really available. You can see how crisp they are, and they continue to grow. This particular plant is over 5 years old, where you can see we just continue to crop it, and it just continues to grow and blossom. So the Tower Gardens ultimately will pay for themselves just in terms of the amount of money you save and going to the grocery store buying the same produce. This is just an excellent way of being able to get the nutrition that you need at a very reasonable and economic and convenient manner. So we're so excited to be sharing the Tower Gardens and what this community means to us. And I'm so happy to be the featured speaker this week. And we'll return it back over to our host. And thank you so much for allowing me to be here.